welcome you to the SEDFA MSMEs and Cooperative SEDFA Board Forum. Today we gather not merely as delegates in a program, but as partners in a shared mission. A mission to transform dialogue into meaningful, measurable actions.
So today we've come together significantly to actually ensure that all of these stakeholders are able to align and communicate with one voice with regards to developing MSMEs and cooperatives in South Africa. So we appreciate your presence and your continuous support, and we know that you are going to share further with regards to leadership matters, especially when it comes to this coordination and as well as also the inclusive economic participation. Doing that, being supported by our MC. What we've noted at SEDFA, and the reason why we've yielded the call, is to reduce fragmentation with regards to stakeholders in this ecosystem. We want to ensure that there's proper inclusive growth in South Africa, and programs aligned when it comes to deliverance within this sector.
This occasion marks one of the most important conversations among the enterprise development ecosystem. It is my hope that this engagement will spark responsive solutions to challenges associated with funding access, amongst others. Yes, there are funding streams starting from national government up to local government. So that's why today, a board member, Mr. Hazemba, why we're here, we're talking about the ecosystem, so that we work together as all spheres of government. As EDDM was launched by the President, that says we need to work together as three spheres of government. A fragmented ecosystem will always produce fragmented outcomes. That's the reality, not. No matter how well individual institutions perform, if we continue to operate in silos, the collective impact will remain limited. That is why we're talking about the coordination of the ecosystem. That's why this department was therefore established. That although this function could be performed as for a longest time, it was under the Department of Trade and Industry. It became clear that we do need a standalone department that must pay attention to the development of small businesses. But for the department to be able to implement that, the money that it is given in terms of the money that it has, you've got to make sure that you put certain instruments into place. And amongst that is to looking at the ecosystem players, of course. Because as I think it was the MEC or the program director, the CTC does that, the municipality does this, the SEDFA does this, and to the same people. As a result, people are complaining about government not supporting them because they use the same business plan. If it has worked for Buffalo City municipalities, it goes to economic development. From economic development, it goes to SEDFA. From SEDFA, it goes to area. It's taken outside the Eastern Cape province. Same people that are benefiting, or they just change faces if now it's going to be the same funder, but it's the same business. And this is what is really killing our economy. So that's why it's important to make sure that we have integrated systems But that can only happen when the ecosystem is properly coordinated.
If today we align, commit, and act together, then tomorrow we do not inherit an ecosystem, we build one that works. Ladies and gentlemen, we now move from commitment to action. The signing of the Ecosystem Compact is not symbolic. It's a clear declaration of shared responsibility and intent. The inclusive MSME ecosystem model outlined in the concept paper makes a shift from fragmented, input-driven support to a coordinated, outcome-focused ecosystem. The barriers to the MSME growth are structural, not unsurmountable, and require a deliberate, aligned response. By uniting governance, finance, and the public sector through clear strategic pillars and phased execution and scaffolding, which I have highlighted, the roadmap will enable the transition of survivalist activity to a high-growth, sustainable MSME ecosystem, positioning MSMEs as the key engine of our national economy.
We're no more talking, we are walking the talk. Coordination, not duplication. And I think one thing that COVID has taught us, that collaboration is so important. Without collaboration, without partnership, we cannot move forward. And therefore, this commitment has been a historic commitment to work together and to form this ecosystem compact and charter. And this is a partnership, just to illustrate, ecosystem compact and commitment, and already the ball has been set in motion between ourselves, the Department of Agriculture, the Eastern Cape Rural Development Agency, BCM, BCMDA, and various Aspire and various other role players, because we realize that we cannot do this on our own. If we want real growth, we need to partner. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is what ecosystem compact commitment is all about.
I would like to thank everyone for your participation, and we do take your inputs seriously. It's something that we'll use going forward to inform our products that we want to offer in the near future. With those few words, we want to close the event. Thank you very much.